Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters, to a new episode of your program FlashBack. We go back to the past generations of Islam to learn about the lessons from some of the short stories. We are still talking about the beautiful story of Ibrahim ibn Adham when he was asked about why our prayers are not answered. And he answered this by saying that there are 10 points that made our hearts die. And we mentioned 8 of them with Sheikh Rifat. We're going to, inshallah, continue with him the last 2 points. But before this, we would like to welcome him to our show. Assalamu alaikum, Sheikh Rifat.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Thank you for having me with
You're welcome. Very happy to see you again.
Alhamdulillah, shukran jazeelan, jazakumullah
Thank you. You're welcome.
Thank you so much.
Amazing. So before getting to the last 2 points, Sheikh Rifat, we'd like to remind our viewers of this story. What happened and what's the lessons learned from that?
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. So the story begins with the group of people who came to the scholar, the famous scholar Ibrahim ibn Adham from the early generations, from the Salaf. They asked him why our prayers is not answered, why our dua is not answered. So he told them that is your hearts dies because of your hearts die because of certain things that you lack of. So he said to them, he mentioned to them there are like 10 things that make your hearts die. So we mentioned 8 of them, I think, last previous episodes. And so he said that you knew Allah and you did not serve Him. You read the Quran and you did not implement the Quran. You acknowledged the Prophet Muhammad as a prophet and that you love him. You claimed his love, but you did not obey his teachings. You claim that you are enemy to the shaitan and shaitan is your enemy, but you followed shaitan and obeyed him. You claim that you are in Jannah and you did not work for Jannah. You claim that you are away from hellfire and you did the work that will cause you to be in the hellfire. And you claim that the death is truth and it's haqq and it's exist and you see it every day, but you did not prepare yourself for death. You also visited the graveyards and you did not prepare yourself for the time when you are in the graves. So there are 2 left that we did not discuss, which is one of them is that you get worried and concerned and talk much about the people's mistakes and problems, and you forget about your own. So this is one of them really that really can take us a lot of time to just mention about the people who have this, I can say, sickness. It is a sickness that the person talk too much about people, problems and mistakes, and at the same time he does not think in his own problems and in his own mistakes. So that's one of them. And the last one is that Allah has blessed us. He said, Allah has blessed you with so many blessings, so many bounties, which we call ni'am, and that you are not able to count these blessings that Allah has given to you, and in the same time you are not showing gratitude to Allah for whatever blessings that He has blessed you with. So he mentioned these last 2 as to complete the 10 reasons why our hearts could die, or why we are not answered for our prayers and our du'as.
That's very beautiful, Sheikh Rafat. And that reminded me, it's attributed to Prophet Jesus that he said that you see the speck in my eyes and you don't see the log in your eyes. So maybe you see the shortcomings that are very minimum in my characteristics, in my traits, but you don't see what's in major in your life,
in yourself.
In yourself, yeah.
Yes. So here it's this is a critical one. This one is really common nowadays, that people talk too much about each other mistakes and problems. For example, this guy is doing this lady is doing that, and in the same time we are forgetting about the problems, the mistakes, the sins that we commit ourselves. And instead of thinking ourselves and fixing our own problems, we think of other people's problems and mistakes, which is really not appropriate. I should always fix myself first before talking about other people, and I should not talk about other people because this is against the teachings of Islam. Teachings of Islam tells us that we should not backbite others or mention their mistakes or their problems, whether it is physical or internal. So something relate to their business or relate to themselves. We need to focus on our own selves. And Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, he said something beautiful about this. من حسن إسلام المرء تركه ما لا يعنيه. The Prophet ﷺ, he said that is from the great manners of a Muslim is that he does not get busy with other people's affairs. So this is very important for us, that we should worry about our own business. As we hear this word, like, manage your business, mind your business, don't interfere, don't be nosy, and don't interfere, don't put your nose in everything that you see, or talk about people in their absence. This is definitely is against the teaching of Islam.
But how can you balance, Sheikh Rifat, I'm sorry for the interruption, that the point of like da'wah al-ma'ruf, or enjoining people with goodness, or warning them against falling into mistakes. Maybe somebody will take it too far. Like, okay, that's not my business, so if I see somebody doing something wrong.
Now we have to balance here. So if we talk about minding our business, that is when we mention our people mistakes. What we do is there is a difference between giving advice and between mentioning the people mistakes in front of others, to expose them or to make them look bad. That is the point, which is that we are worried about people mistakes and we are not actually aware of our own mistakes. So we need to make sure that we are actually balancing. So in case if somebody is doing a mistake or doing wrong, we should politely and nicely give them a maw'izah, give them advice, give them the make them aware of the issue in a nice way and away from the people, so people don't see us talking about them. The point that which we are talking about is that about people who are exposing people to others, who are talking about them openly, so that they will look bad, which is very dangerous. Allah Azza wa Jalla will punish people who would do that. So the point here that Ibn Adham mentioned, that is that people hearts die because of things like that, because of someone is talking about people affairs and people problems, people mistakes, physical problems that the people may have, and in the same time he does not think in his own problems that he may have or she may have. So we need to focus in our own, fix our own mistakes, fix our own problems. For example, I don't interfere in somebody's life between his wife and her husband, and I make a problem or talk about the issues that they have. Meanwhile, I have lots of trouble between me and between my wife. I should fix myself first before I start advising others or giving or like talking about their mistakes. The advice here is different. So when you see something wrong, the Prophet ﷺ said you have to deny it or change it with your word, or change it with your hand if it's under your own leadership. So if something that belongs to me, within my family, within my business, I will have to fix it with my authority, with my hand. And if it's something that I cannot fix it with my hand because it's not under my own leadership and it's not something that I own or related to my family, then I can give advice. But the advice here must be good. Tamam? Allah Azza wa Jalla said, "Ud'u ila sabili rabbika bil hikmati wal maw'izati al hasanati wajadilhum billati hiya ahsan." So what we do is you call to the way of Allah, and advise people nicely and respectfully, and be kind and be soft when you deliver that messages to them. Allah said that to the Prophet himself, alayhi salatu wassalam, فَبِمَا رَحْمَةٍ مِّنَ اللَّهِ لِنْتَ لَهُمْ وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. So the mercy of Allah that He has placed in your heart while dealing with them, if that does not exist, the people will run away from you. So similarly, us, when we give a nasiha to someone, we don't shout and tell everybody about the problem that they may have. Or if somebody exposed his own secrets to me so that he can seek advice, I don't take these secrets and talk it to others. That's haram. It's completely.
That reminds us, Sheikh, of the Prophet, in the time of Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, when 3 of the people of the companions said something wrong. He said that they're going to do like certain habits that are against the Sunnah or the way of the life of the Prophet. And when Prophet Muhammad tried to advise them, and because this is going to benefit the whole nation of Muslims, he said it to everyone, but he didn't say the names.
Exactly. So when we talk about people issues or something having any problem, we don't come and say the names of the people, especially if you're talking to the public. So you just say so and so said such and such or did such and such, and this is contrary to the Sunnah, contrary to the rules of Allah. So we should not do that and explain that publicly, as the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned in the story. ما بال أقوام. So how about people who do or so and so or practice so and so? And then he explained alayhi salatu wasalam to everybody. So he did not name people by their names. So here in this one as well that we are actually tackling here is the point of that is talking the negativities that we see from other people while forgetting about our own negativities that we have and we are not fixing. So we should always make sure that we fix our own before we move on to talk about others. And in all cases, we are not supposed to talk about others. And as we said, man satara, as the Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam mentioned in other previous episodes, we talked about sitr. The Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam said, man satara musliman satarahullah. Whoever hides secrets of people, Allah will hide his secrets in the Day of Judgment. So if I know something about some people and I'm truthful, and I'm not saying something wrong about them, I know something about them and I hide it and I keep it secret as it is secret, no matter how big it is. And actually, if it's big or small and I keep it, that's definitely Allah will keep my secrets. Everyone has secrets. Everyone has mistakes and problems. So when we save the people mistakes or keep them secret and we give them advice somehow in a good way, that is definitely better than exposing that or telling people or sharing. Like nowadays, people receive pictures, you know, and the pictures are like something really bad or weird videos. And then they share it. Oh, see, so and so did this, so and everybody's sharing. That is exactly what making us weak, make our hearts die. So we need to be very careful. Do not share any negative things. It doesn't matter who did it. Keep it there at the point reaches you. Do not let others see it through you. People may see it somewhere else, but don't be a reason for the fire to expand. Make sure that you squeeze it and finish it at your point, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will save your secrets in the Day of Judgment. And that's how we develop within ourselves the ability to have a sound, alive heart that will be able, inshallah, to make dua and the dua to be answered.
We're going to have a short break, Sheikh Rifat, and we want to talk about the concept of halakaness that can come from this concept of just watching over the mistakes of others. It can give this impression that other people now, they are doomed. This is the end of the Muslim world now because everybody is becoming wrong. We're going to discuss this, inshallah, after a short break.
Oh, inshallah.
Okay, amazing.
Thank you.
So, dear brothers and sisters, stay tuned because we're going to continue this beautiful discussion with Sheikh Rifat. Assalamu alaikum. Welcome back, dear brothers and sisters. After the break, we're talking about focusing on others' mistakes and we're not focusing on our mistakes with Sheikh Rifat. And we stopped at the point of like maybe when we try to dwell on the problems of others, that can lead to the concept that Prophet Muhammad ﷺ warned against, which is halakaness. And like everybody is doomed, everyone is a failure, and that can lead to negative consequences.
Definitely, the many people who are actually, they see people doing things and they say, you know what, everybody's doing it, so I'm going to do it. So just be with the false. This is absolutely wrong. Allah Azza wa Jal always praises in the Quran the people who are less in number. وَقَلِيلٌ مِنْ عِبَادِيَ الشَّكُورِ وَمَا آمَنَ مَعْهُ إِلَّا قَلِيلٌ. So the less number is always praised in the Quran, while the big number is always like is not praised, or and is not very common that the whole people will do something good. So usually the minority of people are doing good things. So here, the people who may say, you know, everybody is doing it, and everybody is gone. No one is. There is no khair is anywhere left. So whoever will say that, the Prophet ﷺ, he warned against this, and he said, "Man qala halaka an-nas fahuwa ahlakahum aw fahuwa ahlakuhum." So whoever say that the people that are gone, there is no khair ever exist, then he is one of them, or he is the one who caused them to be like that. So what we do is we always be optimist. Have the positivity that inshallah there is khair still there, and the people of haqq are always exist, and there will be a time that these people inshallah will come back to service, and Allah Azza wa Jalla will make them victorious. So what we say usually, we should not say that everybody is like that. So for example, you go to a place and everybody is like doing something really evil, and you say, you know, I'm just doing like everybody. No, you're not like everybody, and you're not anybody. You are a Muslim, you are a believer, you are someone who loves Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and who try his best to follow the way of Nabi Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So don't put yourself similar to the people who are in a negative spot or a negative place. Always value yourself, respect yourself, honor yourself, and Allah Azza wa Jalla will love the people who does respect themselves, and they are actually good people in the way they are treating themselves. So we need to be careful of the word we say. So we don't say everybody is there is done, and we are actually going with them. No, we have to be pull yourself right away when there is a mistake. When there is a problem, just pull yourself away and leave that spot. So Allah Azza wa Jal said about that also, وَإِذَا رَأَيْتَ الَّذِينَ يَخُوضُونَ فِي آيَاتِنَا فَأَعْرِضْ عَنْهُمْ حَتَّى يَخُوضُوا فِي حَدِيثٍ غَيْرِهِ. Allah said, if you see the people who are actually talking and playing with Allah's verses, Allah's ayat, so stay away of them and Allah until they change the topic, until they change themselves to be better. So here, what we need to know, we need to understand that is not that we are with everybody, so we collapse with them. No, always find ourselves, inshallah, doing the right thing. The point that we are actually in is focus on your own self, focus on your own problems and mistakes, fix that first before you talk about others, and don't talk about others openly or try to expose them in front of the people so that they will look ugly or bad. This is haram and is not accepted.
Amazing. And a very interesting point you said, Sheikh Rifat. Maybe somebody now is watching us, he lives in the West and he has a problem with blending in or assimilating. And as you said here, Sheikh Rifat, that we have to have like the boundaries. Not because this is like the culture of this place that means it's correct. And how to have the balance between like, I don't want to just close the doors, I don't interact with people, and at the same time, I don't have the mistakes that they are doing.
Yes, we do live in the West, and there are many Muslims who live in the West. And definitely in the West, you have multicultural community. People who belong to different faith groups or not with any faith, like atheists, or people who have certain cultures and certain things that they do. When we are actually living with such people, we should actually balance ourselves. We have a very wonderful living with these people, a good relationship with them because they are peacefully living with us and we share same environment, same city, same community. We respect these people and we love them and we deal with them nicely. We give them a smiley face and we talk with them in a gentle manner, gentle way. But when it comes to their own cultures, their own festivals or their own celebrations that they do, we stay away of these celebrations because it does not belong to our own faith or our own culture. We respect what they do, let them do whatever they do. For us, our own way, and for them is their way. As Allah said, subhanahu wa ta'ala, lakum dinukum waliyad-din. For you, your religion, for me, my religion. And Allah Azza wa Jal will judge us based on that. So we are not forced to be with our neighbors when they are doing something that is okay for them, but is not okay for us. So we cannot just say, because you know what, I feel shy if I pull myself away from that gathering. No, they will respect you because they will respect your identity. If you respect your identity, they will respect you more. They will give you more respect, actually, if you do take care of your own values. You say, my religion, my values, my culture does not permit me to do so. So you pull yourself nicely and you let them understand that so that they don't feel bad or upset.
That reminded me, Sheikh Rifat, of one of the stories, real stories of one of the players, soccer players. He's actually from Mali and he's playing in one of the teams in Spain. And because he was a Muslim, so he was like keen on praying on time. So they said to him, threatened him, no, you cannot do this in the middle of playing. So you're going to deduct from your salary. He didn't care. And he just prayed at the time of the prayer. After a while, they got used to it and they got used that he's doing this, okay, we have to respect. Let's stop all the training until he finishes. And
he insisted.
Yes, well, he insisted. And another situation also, that they had an advertisement of alcohol and they had like the agreement and the contract with the company. And he said, no, I don't do that. And they said, okay, we have to revoke the contract now. Because now he's being so like straightforward with, that's wrong, I cannot do that. He cannot just say, oh, I'm shy, maybe I have an excuse now. It's maybe there is a necessity here in this situation.
Right. So this is the good thing. When somebody is keeping his identity and he doesn't care about people, how they will look at him. Like a sister wearing the hijab, she doesn't care if the people will like that or not because she's respecting herself as a Muslimah. MashaAllah, she's doing her part. She's covering herself well. She's dressing as a proper Muslimah supposed to wear, and she's dressed up nicely and completely covered. And when she insists to do that, and she does not change, she does not remove hijab because of the people around her or because of the job definitely that one will be more respected, and the people will love what she does because she is respecting her faith, she's respecting her religion. And this is something we need to encourage ourselves and our children to do it as well. Nowadays you see, mashallah, like as you mentioned, player who's respecting himself and respecting his identity. We have famous players now in different leagues, you know, and mashallah, they are actually, it's a good example for Islam, you know, like, you know, Salah in Liverpool, like Mane in also Liverpool, and like Benzema in Real Madrid, and like what's his name, Osman, the guy who play in, like Ozil too, Bilal Ribéry in Bayern Munich. Those players, they are actually keeping their identity as Muslims, and at the same time they are very successful in the field. They are playing so well and so nice, and everybody's watching them. I do watch the soccer, and I see the beauty of these brothers when they actually score and they put their head down, thanking Allah Azza wa Jal for the blessing of they are able to do what they did. So, and also at the same time, the whole team respect them because they respect their identity, they respect their faith. They even have some rooms for them for prayers. And they respect the fact that they are belonging to this faith. So the Muslims everywhere should always have that feeling. When you go to a job, you don't actually neglect your faith or your religion because of somebody. You do your part. So I think this will take us to the last point that we need to mention about what Ibrahim ibn Adham said that will cause hearts to die. It's acknowledging Allah's blessings, knowing that Allah Azza wa Jalla is the one who provides us. Allah has given us so many blessings in this world. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has provided us with so much that we cannot count it all. وَإِن تَعُدُّوا نِعْمَةَ اللَّهِ لَا تُحْصُوهَا. Unlimited blessings we have in our life. So those blessings that we have in our life, we need to recognize that Allah is the one who's giving us. So when we recognize, we acknowledge these blessings, and then we thank Allah for it. We show gratitude to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala because Allah Azza wa Jal is the one who's giving it to us. So we thank Him. The body the body we are given, it's a gift from Allah to us. So we thank Allah with our eyes. So we don't look at the haram, and we do things that are permitted to us to do. We use our eyes in something that is good, and we don't allow ourselves to go into anything that is foolish or anything that is prohibited. Similarly, the rest of our life, our wealth, our children, our health, everything that Allah has given to us, we must be thankful to Allah so that Allah will increase us more hasanat. And if we are thankful to all the blessings and we acknowledge all the blessings that Allah has given to us, we will have our life revived, our heart revived and become alive, and we will never have a dead heart. And inshallah, Allah will answer our prayers, inshallah, if we fulfill the whole 10 points that Ibn Adham said. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to do the 10 of them, and to enable us to worship Him the best way we can.
That's very amazing, Sheikh Rafat, and very happy that we finished the 10 beautiful points, and we hope that we implement them in our lives. Thank you so much. Thank you. Until next time, we are waiting for beautiful topics like these, inshallah.
Inshallah. Jazakumullah khair.
And thank you, dear brothers and sisters, for tuning in Flashback. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.